What it do? What's up, YouTube? Back again, bro. You know what I'm saying? I hope all is well. I hope y'all doing great. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it pushing. You know what I mean? I'm trying my best to keep my composure while the world descends into madness. So, um, I didn't realize that like if I want to make, if I want to post consistently, I need to make sure that I make multiple videos a day. You know what I'm saying? That's usually what I do when I be yapping. So just gotta finesse it. You know what I'm saying? So earlier when we talked about sexual energy, I think right now I'm gonna just talk about you know who I am as an individual. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Um, why I speak about the things that I do. You know what I'm saying? Why I choose to talk about the topics and why I'm so fascinated with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, you know what I mean? Everybody everybody living in their own world, you know what I'm saying? Everybody creating their own reality, you know what I'm saying? From their individual perspective, stuff that they experience from when they a baby to they die. When they old and they die. You know what I'm saying? And only they eyes witness. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? This is the larger game that God is playing, you know what I'm saying? So from my perspective, you know what I mean, all the experiences that I had as an individual ain't did nothing but have me have no choice but to be fascinated, immersed with this type of information. You know what I'm saying? Which is, you know what I'm saying, um big questions, questioning life, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Philosophy, you know what I mean? Majority of my life I ask why? Why is this the way it is? Why do we have to put up with this? Why are things the way they are? You know what I'm saying? Why am I here? Like, why did I choose to come here and have this experience? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a Sagittarius. I said previously I'm an Aries. That's my moon, and my sun is Sagittarius. So you can already get the gist of what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, throughout my experiences in life, I ain't got no choice but to be immersed in this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way things played out. You know what I'm saying? At a young age, I was always having lucid dreams and astral projection experiences. Like, you know what I'm saying? It only made sense that I would gravitate towards, like, stuff like psychedelics. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? Like walking this path that most most would not want to walk. You know what I'm saying? Most would not want to walk because it's a lot of fearless, brave things you have to do that ain't even got nothing to do with the external world, bro. It got more so to do with what's inside of you. You know what I'm saying? Because each and every one of us is, we have that death, that death inside of us, that death, you know what I'm saying? Inside of us that has all the information of all experiences, or all of your experiences, are, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? So when you start looking deep inside yourself, what you find could be very scary, you know what I'm saying? You have to be brave and understand that, like, all of this is stuff that you can control because, or that is a part of you because you created it. know what I'm saying? As long as you have awareness, you know that, then you should be good. You know what I mean? But like, back to my overall, like, gist of what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? When I look up in the sky and, you know what I mean, with my two eyes, what I see don't look the same as what most others probably see. That's why when you got people who are artists, you know what I'm saying, who create things, like, it's unique to them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's purely based off of how they perceive in life and how their brain is processing that stuff and externalizing it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I'm just that. Like, when I look up in the sky, I see way more stuff going on in the sky than the average person. You know what I'm saying? Um, but aside from stuff like that, like, when it comes to being conscious and aware of what's going on around you, bro, like like feeling and sensing those things, you know what I mean? I'm very tapped in with that type of stuff to the point where it can be kind of overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? This is why I separate myself from people. This is why I keep a distance, because, like, I'm so conscious and aware of these things, the influence they have, whether it's a person, music, you know what I'm saying, food, you know what I mean? Like, I'm very attuned with myself where I can pick up on things. I can read what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? So this is why, you know, I separate myself from people. You know what I'm saying? This is why, like, I'm asking why. You know what I'm saying? Because just who I am naturally. You know what I'm saying? More aware than the average person. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't always like this. You know what I'm saying? It was just all a part of maturing, really. I feel like we all experience this stuff. But specifically people like me who, like, fully embrace this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we certain types of people, bro. You know what I'm saying? They got many names for that stuff. Chosen, Starseed, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily get too attached to titles, my nigga. So, you know, I'm just trying to help y'all understand, like, what's going on over here. You know what I'm saying? On my channel, we talk about these things because it's important. You know what I'm saying? I have an expanded sense of awareness. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it didn't help me mature. The more I understood, like, the purpose and the existence of these things, like why things are the way it is. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that brought me to, like, okay, you know, I need to spread the word. I need to let other people know. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, it helped me mature. You know what I'm saying? It helped me understand my purpose. You know what I mean? As an individual. You know what I mean? People want to be having, like, these big purposes, like these big goals. You know what I'm saying? And, like, it don't need to be that complicated, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just hope whatever your purpose is to help, like, everything here flourish, grow. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? To a better version of itself. Because that's what we all are doing individually. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? If you feel like you have no purpose, as long as you serving that simple purpose, bro, like, all the other stuff shouldn't matter, bro. You know what I mean? As long as you maintain that, like, as you maneuver and experience life and grow and mature, like, it'll all start to make more sense. Like, you know what I mean? The reason why you carry yourself a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, like, I'm very aware. So, like I said, when it comes to, like, listening to certain types of music, food, like what I put inside my body and stuff like that, like what I adorn myself with, like what type of clothes I wear and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm being conscious of all this because I'm trying to maintain, you know, the simple purpose that every individual has when they born here, and that's to take care of themselves. You know what I'm saying? And able to do that at its height, like, you have to be aware. You got to be aware of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Have to be aware, bro. You know what I'm saying? I want to attract the right crowd. I don't want to attract distractions. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to attract individuals that ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? That really ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? This type of information, the type of stuff that I want to teach, it ain't for everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because they still lack experience. Like they a baby spirit, so like they ain't never been here on earth before. So they have to mess up. You know what I'm saying? They have to make mistakes. That's what you do when you a child. You make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? That's why nowadays I can't really understand why, you know, most YNs like can't take a loss. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because taking losses is how you learn how to be better. You know what I'm saying? You should always be grateful for that. Because if you didn't take a loss, you would never improve. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? We don't need no baby spirits over here. We need somebody who conscious and know what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? I just hope you understand. You overstand. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, me picking up this camera, bro, I just realized I can talk about whatever I want because it's my channel. You know what I'm saying? I can talk about whatever I want, just as long as it ain't like stepping on too many toes, because I don't own none of this stuff. So, you know, gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I hope this resonates with somebody. I hope I'm speaking to a person that's just like me. You know what I'm saying? Who a little bit more aware than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they call people like us crazy. You know what I'm saying? They want to put labels and put people in mental institutions because we just more aware. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's not how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Because the more aware you become, you know, the more knowledge you have and the more power you have as an individual. You know what I'm saying? To what? Influence your own reality. So like, that's the reason why those things exist, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I mean? I welcome anybody who really on this stuff, like not on no trendy type stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I know nowadays TikTok is a big thing. I don't use TikToks because I'm too old for that. So, you know, a lot of people like to get spoon fed like certain ideas and of things on TikTok. You know what I mean? And that ain't me throwing shade. It's just like, you know, when I think about what I had to do, I actually had to, you know, be curious and look things up. You know what I'm saying? At least just be curious. That's all I can say, bro. You know what I mean? Because that's the only way you're gonna actually come across the right information. So when somebody like me talking about big things or that seem big, it don't make sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? You'll be somewhat aware of what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I wish everybody the best. Y'all see what I'm about to do. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all stay blessed. Never stressed. Peace, YouTube.